Hello, welcome. This is Xander Wilde, also known as Jeremy Tuttle. Whatever the hell you want to call me. And this is my hero deck profile, or as I like to call it, Heroes and Friends. So, let's get right into it. To start things off, we have triple elemental hero Stratos. You normally see Stratos at 2 in some variants, but I prefer to use 3 because I want to maximize on starters. Miracle Ejector at 3. 3 Evil Hero Dusted Gold. And 2 Vision Hero Vions. All these are starter cards. Monster starters, anyway. Stratos adds 1 or destroy spell traps. Ejector summons herself and can add a spell trap that specifically mentions an elemental hero name. And if she's sent to grave, you can banish a card from the opponent's graveyard. A Dusted Gold can add Dark Fusion or a Dark Fusion related card. And Vion can send a hero from deck to grave on summon, and can banish a hero from grave to add polymerization. Also the monster starters. And we got the rest of the cast. We got Elemental Hero Neos, Elemental Hero Spirit of Neos. It's another good target for EN Shuffle. It can get us both polymerization and the polymerization. He can get us both polymerization and Elemental Hero Neos to set up for our Elemental Hero Fusion plays. Shadow Mist, just 1 to dump off Vion. Neospatian Aqua Dolphin to go with the Ejector. Also, he's not the worst card to open up to. Next up, we have the Masked Hero Trio. Fountain, Furnace, Crow. Crow can summon himself by banishing a hero from grave, and on summon can add another Masked Hero. Furnace can add Poly or Mask Change by revealing itself in hand and discard 1 card. But then you're locked into heroes. And if you summon a non-fire fusion, you can special summon this from your hand or grave, but it's banished when it leaves the field. Fountain is one of my favorite cards. Masked Hero Fountain, reveal himself from hand to special summon any hero from hand, either himself or another one, and if he's sent to grave by a card effect or to activate a card effect, you can set 1 Mask Change from your deck or grave. Triple Malicious, standard. Can summon a copy of himself by banishing himself. And we have Evil Hero Dead End Prison, Evil Hero Sinister Necrom, and Evil Hero Infernal Rider. Necrom can banish himself from grave to summon an evil hero from deck or hand. Dead End Prison can send a hero from deck to grave for cost to be used as a substitute for a fusion material. And Infernal Rider on summon can add Dark Fusion from deck or grave to hand, and he can banish himself and 4 other monsters from the grave while he's in the grave to set super polymerization from deck to field. But then you're locked into heroes. However, you can summon evil hero fusions with card effects other than Dark Fusions. And that's all for the monsters in the engine. Here we got the spells. Triple Hero Lives, starter. Double Fusion Destiny, another starter. The Emergency Call, starter. Evil Assault, Reinforcement of the Army, and Foolish Burial. Starter. Hero Lives, pay half, summon a level 4 lower elemental hero from deck to field. Fusion Destiny, fusion summon a Destiny hero fusion using materials from your deck or hand. The Emergency Call, add an elemental hero. Foolish to send a monster from deck to grave. Rhoda to add a level 4 or lower monster. Evil Assault, discard 1 card. Add or special summon from your deck 1 level 4 or lower evil hero. Yes, Evil Assault. While it's in the grave, except the turn of Ascent there, can banish itself to add Dark Fusion from grave to hand. And it's once per turn. That is all for starters, for starter spells. Double Polymerization, obviously, fusion deck. Miracle Fusion, again, obvious. Dark Fusion, Super Polymerization, Mass Change, and EN Shuffle. Polymerization lets you fusion summon, of course. Miracle Fusion, fusion summon elemental heroes, use materials from field or grave. Dark Fusion, poly, but for fiends, and gives it targeting protection. Super Poly, fused using monsters from either side of the field and cannot be responded to. Mass Change, summons a Masked Hero Fusion monster. And EN Shuffle lets you shuffle 1 elemental hero or Neospatian from field to deck to summon a different one from your deck. And you can banish it, shuffle either one of each Neospatian and elemental hero, or just 1 elemental hero Neos. Shuffle them into the deck, draw 1 card. And to round up the engine, we got Favorite Contact and Dark Supremacy. Favorite Contact is another way to make your hero fusions primarily on the opponent's turn. And if you use Neos, it cannot be returned to the extra deck. Dark Supremacy lets you negate a card on the field for every Dark Fusion or Dark Fusion related spell in your graveyard. You can also banish this card from the grave, except the turn it was sent there, to return up to 5 hero monsters from the grave and or banishment. And so that is all for the engine.
Z.
For non-engine, double Imperm. Did not have room for the third. Droll and Lockbird, 2, of course. Triple Ash Blossom. Triple Mulch Army Thualos. Droplet. Triple T. Triple Tactics Talent. Crossout Designator, and Called by the Grave. And perm negates. Draw says no search or drawing by effects. Ash negates effects that add from deck to hand, special from deck to hand, and send from deck to grave. Droplets negates monsters for every card you send off of it. Mulch Army lets you draw a card. Lets you draw a card every time your opponent special summons from the main deck or extra deck. Triple Tactics Talent. If your opponent activated a monster effect during your main phase, you can either draw 2 or take a monster they control, or look at their hand and choose a card from it to shuffle back into their deck. Called by the Grave, target and banish a monster from grave, and then negate its activated effects. Cross out Designated, or banish, declare 1 card name, banish 1 of the declared card from your main deck, and if you do, negate its effects as well as the activated effects and effects on the field cards with the same original name until the end of this turn. Yes, indeed, that is Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. That is all for the main deck, and now we have the extra deck coming up. Alright, to start with the extra deck, we have Contrast Hero Chaos. This is always treated as an elemental hero by its own effect. Requires 2 masked heroes. Once per turn during either player's turn, can target a card on the field, negate it. Elemental Hero Flame Wingman Infernal Rage. Can add a favorite card from deck or grave to hand on summon, and contribute itself to tag into a Elemental hero monster that is level 7 or lower that cannot be normal summon or set. Elemental hero Thunder Giant Voltic Thunder. On summon, if the opponent controls more cards than I do, you can destroy all other cards on the field. Also, if you use a normal monster, you can attribute it to summon an elemental hero from grave. And then we got Elemental Hero Sunrise. On summon, can add Miracle Fusion. And for each attribute you control, all your monsters gain 200 attack. And if another hero monster battles, you can destroy one card on the field. Shining Neos Wingman. Yeah, Elemental Hero Shining Neos Wingman. On summon, you can destroy cards on the field up to the number of different attributes on the field. Gains 300 attack for every monster in your graveyard. And if he destroys a monster by battle, the opponent takes effect damage equal to that destroyed monster's attack points. And that's all the elementals. We got one Evil Hero Neos Lord, our super poly target. One Elemental Hero Neos or fusion monster that mentions it, plus any one effect monster on the field. If this card is special summon or a monster or monsters is sent to your opponent's graveyard while this card's on the field, you could target one face-up monster your opponent controls, take control of it permanently. Evil Hero Inferno Wing Backfire. On summon, you can add Dark Fusion or a Dark Fusion related card from deck or grave to hand. And if a hero monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, inflict 2,100 damage to your opponent. And of course, we got the one Master Hero Dark Law. While on the field, every card that goes to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead. And if an opponent adds a card to their hand with an effect, you can randomly banish one card from your opponent's hand. And the one and only Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer reduces your opponent's monster's attack points by 200 attack for every hero card in your graveyard, which is usually a lot. You can also destroy one card on your field, one card on your opponent's field during either player's turn. And if he's destroyed, you can activate its effect to special summon any Destiny Hero from graveyard during the next standby phase. These are all the fusions. And now we have Extra Hero Wonder Driver, lets us recycle our fusion cards. Cross Crusader lets us search a hero and revive a Destiny Hero from grave. Cross Sheep gives us additional summons. We're mainly reviving Stratos with this. SP Little Knight to remove cards from the field or grave if you use an extra deck monster to summon her as material. Banish a monster from either field. No, sorry. Banish one of yours and one of your opponents if the opponent uses a monster effect. And to round up the extra deck, we use one Baguska, the Terribly Tired to Pyre, also known as Plan B. Just sit on this and smile while he says everything goes in defense and their activated effects cannot be... Sorry, their activated effects of monsters on the field are negated. And we use Dagaris the Timeless, also for more special summons. And that's the extra deck. Here we have the side deck. Double Dark Ruler. Negate all their monsters. Triple Tactics Thrust. Either set one or add one if your opponent has a monster. 2 more Super Polys. Duster destroys all spell and traps they control. Lightning Storm can either do that or destroy all attack position monsters they control. Evenly Matched. Banish all cards they control. Well, almost all cards. They banish cards until your opponent controls the same amount you do, which would typically be 1. one of each deck devastation virus and Eradicator epidemic virus, my 2 main thrust targets. Tribute a dark monster with each of these. One with 2,000 attack, one with 2,500 attack. Destroy monsters with 1,500 or less attack. Destroy spell or traps, whichever one you declare. And for our other super poly targets, we have Mud Dragon of the Swamp, and we have Evil Hero Darkest Night. Because I've noticed some other Warrior and Fiend decks, so I'm like, why not use this as another super poly target? If I'm using Infernal Rider to make it so that I can super poly for Evil Hero fusions, why not use this? A card that's not only a super poly target, but also directly supports and benefits heroes. Yeah, Cool Tune has Warriors and Fiends. There's also, of course, other hero players as well. I'm far from the only one. So there is that. And that is the deck profile. That is the hero deck that I took to locals this past Tuesday. My matchups were Machine Pile. I won that. Constellar / Teller Knights. Won that. Branded. Also won that. And Power Patron / Artmage. Artimage? I forget how you say it. I'm sorry. But Yu-Gi-Oh players, you know what I mean. I did lose to that last one. Like I said, 1-3, lost the last round. But still, a lot better than I've done previously. So, yeah, this is the version I took with me to the locals. I will, of course, be updating it as time goes on. Try some different things, experimenting a bit more. And sometime in hopefully the near future, we'll give you guys that update. If that updated version is successful. But until then, thank you everybody so much for tuning in. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that cool engagement stuff. Ring the bell so that you always get updates when new videos drop or whenever I go live. And I will see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.